Welcome, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Welcome back to Open. Our next guest is the president and CEO of New York City Relief and joins us with a look at their work. We welcome Juan Galloway to the show. Juan, welcome.
Thanks, Bob. Great to be here with you.
Yes. Juan, New York City Relief, tell us all about it.
Yeah, so New York City Relief has actually been around 31 years. We started in 1989, and we do mobile outreach to the homeless. So we are very innovative in that we have buses, which are kind of like the size of a school bus, but they're really mobile soup kitchens and homeless resource centers. And so we have 7 outreaches a week, including the Bronx, but we go to the Harlem, we go to Midtown Manhattan, we go to Lower Manhattan as well as New Jersey. Every week we go to the same locations, and there'll be literally hundreds of people who are struggling with homelessness there to get some food, a pair of socks, because we give out a lot of socks, hygiene kits, but then we're trying to get to know them, to connect them for long term, to change their life, forever, hopefully, right? Like detox, rehab, shelter, job training, things that they need to break out.
Drug and alcohol rehabilitation centers and more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard all about you. We thank you for the work that you're doing, Juan. Thank you so much. Tell us, who are the people do you serve and where are those locations located?
Yeah, so, we are, like I said, throughout the city. We're in Midtown at Chelsea Park, which is 28th and 9th on Wednesdays. We're in Lower Manhattan at 90 Lafayette on Thursdays. And on Fridays, we're at 14th Street between 6th and 7th. Mm-hmm. And we're in East Harlem on Saturdays from 10 to 2 at East 124th and Park. And then the Bronx, of course, we don't want to leave out the Bronx. We are on Brook Avenue between 147th and 148th. Every Saturday, we're out there from 11 to 1. And, this has been a different kind of season with the pandemic. We've had to make a lot of pivots, a lot of innovation.
I was going to ask you about that with the COVID-19, the pandemic. Are you doing more? I mean, because people are unemployed also.
Yeah, we've seen an incredible surge in the numbers of people needing help, needing just food to survive. And sadly, when the pandemic hit, a lot of those soup kitchens and other resources shut down because they just didn't have the capacity, or the safety equipment to help. And so we saw our numbers just explode. We saw lines down the block, around the corner, just to get a cup of soup, Bob. I mean, these people were hungry and desperate. But fortunately, we've been able to now pivot and not just give out a cup of soup, but give a to-go container so that they can take that food to go. We space out the line by 6 feet. We give them masks. We've given out over 5,000 masks so far. We're actually disinfecting their hands. We're giving them hygiene kits. So we're directing them to places where there's mobile showers so they can wash themselves and not obviously get infected, because there has been a big, unfortunately, a lot of the homeless population, our neighbors, have gotten COVID, over 800. I think it's like 900 and something now. And I think it's around 86 have died. And unfortunately, if you're homeless in New York City, you're 61% more likely to contract COVID-19.
You may not have a mask. You may not have proper hygiene. You may have you need a lot of those things that people have. I mean, you have the basic necessities.
You can't stay home. And so you're in a shelter packed with people and you're sleeping so close you can reach out and touch them and they're coughing all night.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, the mayor's office has tried to get those who are either elderly or sickly or they had COVID into hotel rooms. But it's been, it's never enough. I mean, we have the largest homeless population in America, 80,000 people. So it was already a humanitarian disaster. But now, with the pandemic, it just got worse.
So tell us, what do we have to do to help to combat this? You're doing a lot, but it's going to take more. You need volunteers. You're going to need to reach out to some of the elected officials and tell us what has to be done to help stem this.
Yeah, so a couple things they can do with us specifically. First, we do need volunteers. People who we're taking volunteers under the age of 50. These are some basically suggestions that have been made by the authorities just to keep everybody healthy. So we are taking a younger crowd of volunteers, and they can go to our website, which is NewYorkCityRelief.org. And you can sign up. You can get more information, like to know what does it mean? What will I be doing? People can serve the soup. They can hand out some of the hygiene kits. They can do things, and we provide all of the safety equipment. We require them, to change gloves every 15 minutes, things like that. And of course, if people want to give so that we can buy more masks and more hand sanitizer and more hygiene kits and things that people need to survive, obviously that is always a need for us. So they can also give at our website. If they want to invest in their neighbor, because nobody wants to just give out money, right? You hand out money in the streets. You're not sure, is this going to be spent the right way? But the way we spend it is to actually have hired staff who are experts to walk with the homeless, to actually take them by the hand and say, we're with you. We're going to journey with you. We're going to help mentor you and get you, cut through the red tape and the bureaucracy so that you don't just languish out there for years.
You connect them to people. You connect them to shelters, like you mentioned before, job training, medical care, detox, faith-based drug and alcohol rehabilitation centers. I think that's perfect. I mean, you're not just serving food, but you're helping them to get other things in life to try to help them out.
Yeah, because unfortunately, Bob, when you're struggling with homelessness, you are the outcast of society. People do not want to get to know you or talk to you or be around you. They're afraid. And a lot of those fears are based on stigmas and stereotypes. But I can tell you, I've done this for 17 years myself, is that there are some wonderful people out there, and they just have been dealt a bad hand. The common thread I see amongst the homeless, I'll tell you, most people think the homeless are either homeless because of drugs or mental illness. And guess what? That's the number 2 and 3 reasons. The number 1 reason is lack of affordable housing. Everybody knows in New York City, it's crazy, the prices. And if somebody gets sick or they lose their job or their apartment burns down or whatever, they are right on the edge of disaster. And so these are just everyday citizens like you or me, except they don't have a house to live in.
Yeah. And I see more and more of them on the streets today, just driving around. One guy had a shopping cart and he had a tarp over him. Yeah. And he was laying out in the middle of the sidewalk, I see more and more of it today. So it's really tough out there. We thank you for all that you're doing, your organization. And that's a mobile unit that you're using, right? To go to different places?
Our base is in New Jersey. We drive into the city 7 times a week, and we go to the same location so that people know we'll be there. They'll know they can get help, and volunteers can meet us right there at the location, and we'll do a quick orientation and put them to work. And our volunteers, they love it because you're not just handing things out. You actually get to talk to people and get to know people who are struggling with homelessness. And it's very transformational. It's life transformational to find out, wow, that's my neighbor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not.
And you'll be surprised what's on the minds of people who are homeless. Yeah.
They're wonderful people, many of them, and they're grateful for the help. I will say I see a lot of gratitude, that they know you could be doing something else on your day off, and they really appreciate it. And we are a faith-based organization, so people ask us a lot for prayer, and we're glad to give it to them. We don't require it, obviously. It's just something that, a lot of people, they don't even feel comfortable going into church because they feel my clothes aren't nice enough. I haven't had a shower in a week, but they want God and they want somebody to be a spiritual brother or sister. So we'll be there.
Bring the church. You bring the church right to them.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
So go to nycrelief.org.
Yeah, it's New York. You have to spell it out, NewYorkCityRelief.org. And you can we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're everywhere.
Okay. We would like to come out there and help out.
Well, I'd love to have you.
All right. Juan Galloway, President, CEO, NYC Relief. We thank you so much. Thank you for your service, and God bless you.
Thanks, Bob. God bless you too.
Okay. All right. We'll take a break. I've got more coming up next on Open.